Alright, hi, my name is Amory. I'm here with Amber Bach. We're at the Eclipse Art Gallery, and she's going to be telling us about and what got her into art. So, introduce yourself, tell us where you're from, and what type of medium you do.
My name is Amber Bach. I'm primarily from the high desert, Apple Valley, and I usually work with graphite or any kind of drawing materials such as charcoal or Conte, or usually on flat medias.
What is Conte?
Conte crayon is it's almost like a charcoal, but it's kind of a little more moist than charcoal and a little denser. It's kind of like a crayon because it comes in various colors, but it's like a mix between a chalk pastel and almost kind of a clay.
Okay. So what kind of, are you taking any classes right now?
Right now I'm in a 3D animation class, which has to do with art on a computer, and then I'm taking a drafting class to expose myself to being able to build different objects such as like benches and stuff. And then I have a 2D design class, which is kind of getting me out of my element as far as what media I usually work with, which is nice because I get to actually build stuff instead of just designing stuff and drawing stuff. And then I'm also taking anatomy of life drawing, which is pretty interesting because I get to explore the skeleton system and all the muscles of the body and see how it's built up to draw figures.
So what got you into art?
Well, my father was a musician, so I've always been around kind of inspiring and creative and just basically coming from that part of life. And then I was in homeschool, so I had a lot of spare time to doodle and draw things. So I took a pretty strong interest in art from a pretty young age.
Do you want to take it into a profession, or do you want to just keep it as a hobby, or?
I would honestly can't really picture myself in anything but doing art, considering my dad used to always tell me if I'm going to do something I should be happy when I'm doing it. That's probably when I'm the happiest, is when I'm making something or creating something and just basically exploring that creative part of myself. So I definitely, whether it's doing something that involves designing or architecture, anything that has art into it and lets me explore that creative part of life, I definitely want to be doing something that lets me get away with some creativity. I've even considered 3D animation as maybe a profession if I can be smart enough to figure out what goes behind it, but I definitely want to do something where I can use art.
Who inspires?
Van Gogh, definitely. I love learning about Van Gogh and how he came to like do most of his work, and I like learning about like artists that were before my time and all that, and then artists that are in the present time definitely inspire me, but a lot of my inspiration definitely comes from my family, as far as my mom and my dad and just the way that I was raised.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this conversation. It was pretty fun. I feel like I already knew some of this information, but now the world knows. I really like your pieces. I've seen some of them before. I like the way you work with the anatomy. It was just really nice looking, and then you're still able to create the outside, and it's also really beautiful. It's like you can make it both, the inside and the outside, look good at the same time without sounding like a kiss ass. I hope I don't. I think it looks good.
Thank you.
So there you go, a compliment.
It's very nice. I definitely found a style that it's hard to kind of break myself free from, as far as the way I approach doing art and using mostly the figure and faces, and I think we're all familiar with faces, and I find it in a lot of my art.
Thank you, Amber Bach, like the composer and the beer, and you have a great day, and bye.